Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hello out there. It's Ken Poirier, Poirier, whatever. The King for Mayor, as I'm sometimes known out in YouTube land and on the internet radio. I just got a new microphone, thanks to Nathan Frazier and the good donators at Live Free FM. Thank you out there for your support. I have apparently needed a serious equipment improvement. I've got some good equipment, but I also have some bad equipment along the line. And so now got this new microphone that plugs in with a USB directly into the computer. It's an Audio Technica, and it is got like a big long number name that starts with an A. But anyway, it's the AT2005 USB, and it is pretty cool. I have to be like right up close to it, so it's not so great for doing video, but it's really good for audio, which is what we got it for, since we do, a radio show and all. So I thought, as a good way to say thank you to all the listeners out there, I would do what is called an accent tag, and that is where you figure out where your dialector is or whatever. So some hints here. I grew up on the East Coast, and I lived for most of my life on the West Coast in California and in Seattle. I also went to school and the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts and studied writing and drama. And there I learned the standard American stage English, which I'm going to try not to do. I'm just going to try to talk as normally as possible, but definitely some influence there. Also, I was part of an English removals company for like 2 years. Various British people, Irish and Scottish and English. So should be interesting. All right. So anyway, so it starts off with something called the words, and here are the words. Aunt. When I was a kid, I used to say aunt, but now I say aunt. Roof. Route. I also sometimes will say root. If I'm talking about computer stuff, I say route as in router. But if I'm talking about where a car travels, then that's like a route. I wouldn't say like, oh, you gotta take Route 8. No, I'd say take Route 8, But the path in which you travel is the route. The name of the road is the route. So, wash, oil, theater. Yes, I say it that way because it's pretentious. The theater. Iron, salmon. Oh, this is a tricky one. If it's a place like a city, then it's caramel. But if it is a dessert topping that you put on your ice cream, then it's caramel. Fire, water, sure. This next one, it depends. It's one of those depends on the situation kind of things, like route and route. This one is it's data. Okay, if we're talking about information on a computer, then it's data. If we're talking about the guy from Star Trek or anything that's written on paper, then it's data. But if it's on a computer, then it's data. Then we've got, looks like ruin, crayon, although crayon is absolutely 100% acceptable. New Orleans, pecan, or pecan, but it's, if it's just the nuts, I don't know. It's pecan flavored, but things that are pecan flavored are made out of pecans, if that makes any sense. Both, again, probably, although I do often say probably, and I even write out probably sometimes without the A, but it is probably. Spitting image. Really? Spitting image? How many ways can you say spitting image? I don't know. Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise, syrup, pajamas, caught, naturally, aluminum, or if I'm making fun of my British friends, aluminium, envelope, envelope. I'm going to go with envelope. All right, now for the questions. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? That would be the fine art of TPing the house. What is the bug that when you touch it, it curls into a ball? Okay, we didn't have, I know what it's talking about, and we didn't have these where I lived growing up, and what we would actually touch that would curl up into a ball would be like these green caterpillar things. We called them like inchworms sometimes, but they weren't even inchworms. They were caterpillars, like moth caterpillars or something. They were really cool though. Lots of them. Had lots of them around. But what they're talking about is commonly referred to as a pill bug, and sometimes a potato bug. But it's a pill bug, I think. Picked that up in California somewhere. What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? Well, that would be called soda. You can call it soda pop if it's like the 1950s. You really shouldn't call it pop because that's dumb. And certainly under no circumstances whatsoever should you ever call it a Coke unless it is unless it's made by the Coca-Cola company and it is cola flavored, then you can call it a Coke. But all other sodas are not Cokes. I'm very firm on that. Yeah. What do you call gym shoes? I call gym shoes sneakers, or sometimes trainers, but mostly sneakers. What do you say to a group of people? I say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, step right up, come this way, right this way. Hello, folks. Hello, folks. Or ladies and gentlemen, what do you call the kind of spider or spider-like creature that has an oval-shaped body and extra long legs? That would be a daddy long-legged spider. What do you call your grandparents? Well, if I'm writing it down on a piece of paper, it's grandma and grandpa, but I call them grandma and grandpa. Because that's what they like to be called. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? That would be a shopping cart or a trolley on some occasions. What do you call it when rain falls when the sun is shining? I call it mixed weather. So yeah, I say, hey, look, the sun is shining and it's raining. Isn't that cool? There's no technical term for it. What is the thing that you change the TV channel with? Well, it's a remote control, but when I was a kid, we called it a clicker. And then one day when I was like 20 something, like I was calling it a clicker, and people were like, "Why are you calling it a clicker?" I'm like, "I don't know, because this was called." They're like, "It doesn't make any clicking noise," and surely enough, it does not. So I conceded, and it is now called a remote control, and has been and always will be. So that is my accent tag. Thank you for bearing through it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, for the microphone. I love it, and I look forward to doing more co-hosting with Live Free FM. What are they calling it now? The Liberty Network or something like that? Liberty Media? Anyway, whatever channel we may be on, I enjoy doing Live Free FM all the time and listening to it even when I'm not on it. So thank you again, everybody out there, for the microphone, and cheers. And have a good evening. Where's the button?